Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. And today we are bringing you the preview for and everything else you need to know for the Jose Mourinho derby, Tottenham v Chelsea, with my main man Marcelo. How are you keeping?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. And I would say I cannot wait, but honestly, I can wait for this game. But you know what I mean? The form hasn't been too well, but let's see. Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea helped out Arsenal to pick up their form, so
Yeah,
who could say we can't do the same? And I think we're a better team than Arsenal, personally.
yeah. Look, I do too, 100%. I agree with you. It's Derby Day and anything can happen. But
Yeah.
look, before we get into it, if you like this content, make sure you smash that like and make sure you smash that subscribe. I'm nearly at the 1,000. I'm 36 off, and only you, yes, you can help. So make sure you do it. Look, so I'm going to get into it. Where you can watch the game, it's on BT Sport 1. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. And of course, we are at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the best stadium in the world. And so, look, I'm going to give you a few stats for the game. Some bode well for Tottenham, some don't, Marcelo. Tottenham have lost 2 of the last 3 home games versus Chelsea in the Premier League. Chelsea are unbeaten in their last 4 league meetings with us in the Premier League, keeping 3 clean sheets in them games. So, and they've kept 2 in the last 2 since Thomas the Tank Engine has come in. So they are keeping clean sheets. But Spurs are the only team in London this season not to lose a London derby. Every other team in London has lost at least one. So, so look, Marcelo, that stat bodes well in itself. I know people are going to flip it on its head and say that stat is going to go tomorrow. It's Dr. Tottenham. It could very well be the case. But look, these are the situations that Jose absolutely thrives in, and his back is against the wall. You best believe he's going to find some sort of trick tomorrow. He's going to come out absolutely swinging, punching. He's going to be a prime Mike Tyson, and we
Yeah.
are going to get one over on the scum.
Absolutely. And you know what? Listen, I will never doubt Jose's will to win or desire to win or desire to have success at our club. I think it's
Mm,
very obvious. He is trying the best he can, whatever formation he can, whatever tactic he can to try to get us to that next level, try to get us to top 4, try to get us to
yeah,
titles. And you know what I mean, he's in a final, so obviously he's doing something right. You know what I mean? We don't know how the season's going to end. Got to remember still like almost 19, 20 games to go. You know what I mean? We still got a lot of games to
yeah,
go, David.
yeah,
But I will say this. I don't question Jose, but I do question these players. And
yeah,
my eyes are not going to be on Jose. It's going to be on these players. Will
yeah,
they turn up? Because Jose will turn up. Jose will have his tactics right. He'll have the players. He'll have the setup. He'll have what his
yeah,
vision goes. But it's up for these players to show up. Because what I saw from Brighton, that was the most disgraceful, and I mean, David, the most disgraceful
yeah,
performance I ever seen on a Spurs jersey. I felt disgusted how the lack of desire those players had in that
yeah,
pitch. All 11 of them. Even like I'm not gonna go on Hoiberg, but even Hoiberg looked off that night. You know what I mean? But I
yeah,
don't think it was a lack of desire. But you know what I mean? You look at Musa Sissoko not tracking back. You look at defense walking back. You look at the team so disjointed. Nobody looking for a
mm,
pass. Nobody looking for a through pass. Nobody, you know what I mean? Missing 2 yard passes. Doing some schoolboy things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Not being man enough, taking anyone on. You know what I mean? It was only Sonny and Vinicius and as our forwards trying to take people on. You know what I mean? You saw Bergwijn holding the ball for too long. You see, just holding the Bale just losing
yeah,
the ball all the time. No cojones.
yeah,
That's where I'm most concerned with. It's the players, not Jose.
yeah,
It's these players because like I said last watch along, I have a very deep feeling that when the fight comes to them, I'll just say this: when the fight comes to them, right, they cower a lot of times.
yeah,
They do. You look at Serge Aurier,
yeah,
throwing a couple of ice and water. You gonna leave because of
yeah,
that? Come on, David. I
yeah,
mean, Jesus Christ, David. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to get in bigger fights than that. You know what I mean? We were throwing fist. Let
yeah,
alone
yeah,
water and ice. You know what I
mm,
mean? You put a Brazilian Argentinian in a football field, you're gonna see fits flying. You know what I mean? Cleats,
yeah,
everything. So that's where I'm scared of, man. It's like because it's gonna be a fight. Chelsea are gonna be up for this game.
Yeah,
Chelsea are
yeah,
always up for against Tottenham. They
yeah.
always fucking love playing us. But our players are gonna have to be too. And I hope
For
they are.
me,
We can beat them. Listen, we can beat Chelsea. This Chelsea side is not flawless. This Chelsea side has lost to some terrible teams. This
yeah,
Chelsea side has looked shit at times. You know what I mean? Warner couldn't even score. Like,
yeah.
uh,
Teeny weeny.
uh,
That's what I'm calling
yeah,
him. Teeny weeny.
yeah, Timo missed Warner. You know what I mean, bro? All he does is miss goals. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't,
Mm,
knock a barn door down. But it all depends on our players. Whether do they want it? That's the
yeah,
question. Do they want it? Jose wants it. I don't doubt that. It's the players. That's what I'm
yeah.
looking for. Show
For me,
up, represent the badge.
no. For me, I completely agree with you. I can only echo that message, Marcelo. For me, with the players, honestly, they're going to put themselves in an unforgivable position if they don't show up tomorrow because the fans will turn on them players. They will turn on them players if they don't turn up for a derby game. And all them players, if any of you get the privilege of watching this tomorrow, okay, one thing you have to do is whether you're whether they're in the Josie and Josie out camp themselves, you turn up for a derby game. You turn up for this Chelsea game, not like you did against Brighton, not like you did against Liverpool. You turn up for this game. You fight for every ball, and you best believe on the day in these games, it's usually the people that want it the most wins. And I want
Yeah,
to be the team that wants it the most, and I want to come out on the end of a victory tomorrow. It is as simple as that. You fight for every ball. You don't cower. You tackle, you cover your man. If someone's out of position, you use your football IQ, you get in, you cover them. You don't let these gaps appear tomorrow. And when you are on
yeah,
the ball, you execute them passes. You execute them simple little balls over the top for Sonny to run on and get a Son Aldo goal. Okay, it's that easy against these. Honestly, they have teeny weeny. Do you know what I mean? Timo Werner came into the Premier League. All the hype on Timo Werner. He's now Tino Weenie. He's
mm,
literally that crap at the minute. He's that small. He's a coward. But look, we'll get into some team news, Marcelo. So for Tottenham, obviously, you have Kane out, big injury, but Jose did come out and say he more than likely will play against Everton in the FA Cup
good.
game. So
Yeah,
that's a
that's
big
important.
bonus. Um,
Yeah.
Also, Dele Alli, which I want to go back to now in 1 minute, is also out injured, and it's true, he is injured.
Wow.
Regulon, of course, is out injured. The Celso, of course, is out injured.
Oh.
Ndombele is back, so he's not out injured. Remember, he came off against Brighton. He's
Yeah, I
back.
know. Oh, thank God. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie. If Endo Baller was out, Deli Ali was out, Lo Celso was out, I would have said, you know what? We just don't have the minerals to beat these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's a big injury list. Kane out. Oh man. I
yeah,
mean, thank God Endo Baller's in, but wow, that's a big injury list. And honestly, the one that frightens me the most is it's Ben Davies. You know what I mean? Regulon, please come back.
I know, I know.
He's
Uh,
like, oh man.
we
I
don't
mean,
even have the best Ben Davies in the Premier League anymore because
yeah,
Liverpool took that title. Do you know what I mean, Marcelo? And of course, actually, as well, Aurier is back according to Mourinho. Um,
yeah. I mean, we
which
need
I
him.
will
At
ask
the
you on
end
a
of the
minute.
day, we need him. I know you're gonna ask me, like, would you play him? Honestly, I would still. You know what I mean? Even though he showed that gutless coward,
Uh,
thing, but we're such in a
I know,
David, we're
I
such
know.
in a
Do you know
shit
what?
state.
Do you know what I will say? Is if we didn't have the injuries and Doherty stepped up, I would literally be sending Aurier to the underage training Sunday morning.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah,
I really would be. I'd say you're not having any part of this. You know what I mean? You let us down. Basically, we're sitting in the trenches and you ran away. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's as simple as that. I don't want you
Oh
near my team. You're not a fighter. You're not the player we want.
yeah. Right now, but like for me, right now, for the rest of the season, we need him. Doherty's just been shit. He's been really. I mean,
Yeah.
no offense, David. It's like
No,
it's
no
like
offense
he's
taken. I'm not Matt Doherty. I'm David
like
Harris.
you know what I mean? Like he when you play him, it's almost like you're down a player. You know what I mean? When you
Yeah,
play Doherty, he's really been that terrible. And honestly, by the end of the summer, I would sell both him and Aurier. I mean, Aurier has to
yeah,
go. After that, you know what I mean? You can't keep him. After the summer, Aurier has to go. Bring someone with a fresh mindset, with you know what I mean, the desire to fight and play for the badge. But
For me, I play
Yeah.
Tanganga tomorrow. I play Tanganga tomorrow. Give him a chance to see what he can do. You're not losing anything. You have everything to gain. The kid didn't let us down against Anfield on his debut. You have everything to gain for it. But what I want to talk to you about is Dele Alli Marcelo.
Yeah.
So basically, the story goes that Jose Mourinho and Eddie King went over to his house last night. They had a conversation, and they basically cleared the air. And Jose Mourinho has agreed to work with Dele Alli. Dele Alli has agreed to work with Jose Mourinho. So there is a way back for Dele.
Yeah.
Okay. But on the other
And
side,
that's the thing
with,
that's always been with Jose. This is like the thing I don't get. You know what I mean? Jose has always given these players a way back. It's just they have to earn it. You know what I mean, David? This is what I don't
yeah,
get with our fan base.
yeah,
But yeah,
100%, 100%. And for me, I think he needs to take it. But on the flip side, Marcelo, Jose Mourinho has never really gone to that extent, gone to a player's house, sat down, cleared the air. Do you think that's pressure put on him by Levy, basically saying, if you do not do this right now, you're gone?
I mean, I doubt Levy
Do you
said it
think
like
it's like
that.
last chance saloon?
You see, I doubt Levy said it like that, but I think Levy definitely hinted to Jose that one, Dele is not for sale, and two, you have to work this thing out. You know what I mean? It was very clear that he does not want to get a replacement for Dele. You know what I mean? He needs to fill that English quota. And I agree with
Mm,
this somewhat with Levy. You know what I mean? Try to fix this thing. You know what I mean? If we can
yeah,
get the Dele Alli back, we have a player, man. You know what I mean? That's a real
yeah,
player we got there. And he's still only 24 years old. So it's not like, you know what I mean, we have to ship him off right away. You know, he's not that injury prone. I know he's injured right now, but you know what I mean, he's usually available to play.
yeah,
But yeah, if we can get the old Dele Alli back, we have a player, man. And I think Levy did come up to Jose and then put him a little bit of pressure. I think I
yeah,
do agree with you. I think he definitely said. I don't think he said, oh, I'm gonna sack you, but I think he definitely said, look, listen, I don't care what you two have, an issue. I don't care. I'm the boss.
mm,
You fucking fix it. Work it out. I don't care.
yeah.
And I think Jose said it. All right, I'll fix it. You know what I mean?
And do you
Like,
think Dele Alli will take the chance?
I mean,
He's
Jose's
the Euros
already.
around the corner.
I mean, listen, I love Dele. I nothing more in this world would make me because I like nothing more in this world would make me happier than Dele Alli
Yeah,
succeeding right now. I love the guy. I love the when he first burst into the scene, he was fantastic. That Crystal Palace goal is one of my favorite goals of all time. You know what I mean?
mm,
Um, yeah, whether he's gonna take it or not, though, you know what I mean. He's been given that chance before, and he hasn't
yeah,
taken it. So it's like it's tough to say. It's tough. I
yeah.
want him
It
to.
is. It's a hard one. It's a hard one for me. I'd love nothing better than to see Dele honestly grab this opportunity with both hands, get
Yeah.
back out there, prove all of us Spurs fans wrong, prove Daniel Levy wrong, prove Jose Mourinho wrong mostly. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's his career that's on the line. So I really hope he does take that opportunity. He has the right temperament, but it's about putting that in focus in the right direction for me with
Yeah.
Dele. And if he does that, we will get the best Dele back. But look, moving on to the game now, Marcelo. Look, to be honest with you, the way I'd approach this is I would go back to the way we
Yeah,
were.
pragmatic. We've
Yeah,
been saying it.
sit back.
10 men in the ball and fucking defend and catch them on the counter. It's how
Yeah,
we got on the top of the league. It's what was succeeding. We
yeah,
stopped doing that after Liverpool, and I don't know why. Well, I mean, I guess I know why. It's because our fans want to play the Hotspur way, but we can't play the Hotspur way. This squad is
yeah,
shit, David. You know what I mean?
yeah.
This
It's not
squad
good enough.
can't string two passes together. We need
Yeah,
to play the pragmatic, defensive 9 men on the ball, 10 men on the ball, and catch on the
yeah,
counter. That's how we're gonna win this game. There's no way if we go play open style against Chelsea, we will get fucking stuffed. We will get
yeah,
stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey.
yeah. I fully agree with you. But look, for me, Thomas the Tank Engine, he's a Poundland Pep for me. In all honesty, he comes out, he plays all this passing. He gets the ball out to Hudson-Odoi, and then people just take it off him, and that's the move over. One thing they do very well at the minute is keep clean sheets.
Mm.
Of course, they play three across the three centre backs. Now, look, one thing I have to say is Vinicius has to play up front tomorrow. He has
Yeah,
to.
absolutely.
Son has to go
No
back out to
bail.
his best
Yep.
position out on the left. And for me, that's how you get the best out of this game, and that's how you let Sonny go and win this game. By playing
Yep.
him out on the left, playing Vinicius up front to hunt, to battle with the centre backs, because that's not what Son's about. You're not going to play a ball just over three centre backs straight down the middle. This one
Yeah.
has to be a nice angled ball. Son runs onto it and finishes it. So for me, you play Vinicius, you let him do all that battling work up top. Because Gareth Bale, as much as people love him, he's not that type of player.
No,
He's
he's
not that type of player. Whereas Vinicius, even if the ball's not directly to him, he will work. You play him, don't you, Marcelo?
yeah, no, 100%. You know what I mean? After the Brighton game, I mean, once Vinicius came on, we created 4 chances, David. I don't know if
Yeah,
people remember that. We had 4 shots on target. We didn't have a single shot on target before he came on. When we came on, I mean, I wouldn't say we looked lively, but I mean, at least we had to, I mean, I remember he had an incredible chance. You know what I mean? Where he kicked the ball. I mean, it was a near corner, it was an incredible save, but
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like our best chances came when he came on, and we could have nicked that game. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But he needs to start. We need a target man, David. We need a
yeah,
target man in the middle. It doesn't matter whether, I mean, I thought maybe, oh, we can play Bale, up front because he has, a lot of skills and stuff like that. But no, man,
yeah,
we need someone who can smell a goal, and Vinny Goal can smell a goal, and he gets a lot of space, and Sonny was getting a lot of space when he was starting to play. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And yeah, listen, I will criticize Jose if he doesn't play Vinicius. I will if he puts Son in the middle and he does that same formation. I
Yeah.
will criticize Jose. That's on Jose because it was clear to see Sonny is more comfortable on the left side or the
It's
right.
always been his best position.
Yeah, so it's
Always.
always been
You
his best
can't play it
position.
for him.
Yeah, and
You
there's
can't
no
play it for him.
point, and there is literally no point, right?
You're
Unless
wasting
you
your
don't
neck
have
on him.
any, yeah, especially if you have a backup striker, just use the backup striker. There's no point making Sonny a striker and making him lose. Like you lose so much talent by doing that. You know what I mean? You lose
Pops
so
tried it
much.
and it didn't work.
Yeah. Like you lose so much from the left side when you put Sonny in the middle.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like hey, he's so incredible in the left that you just have to keep him there.
yeah.
That's his cup of tea, man.
100%, 100%. Marcelo, who would you play centre back? For me, look, I think the only player that will probably be confirmed on that team sheet tomorrow, apart from Son, will be Eric Dyer. Honestly,
Yeah.
obviously you have Højbjerg in that, but Eric Dyer, I think, 100% will start. Look, we all know Jose loves him. So who would you play beside him? Obviously, to be honest with you, I would actually like to see a centre back partner. I would like to see Alderweireld and Roden, just the two centre backs, not this three with two wing backs. I just
Yeah.
want a 4-3-3 tomorrow. So for me, my centre backs would be Toby and Roden, but I do
Yeah.
think it will be Dyer. And if Dyer plays, for me, you put Alderweireld in beside him and you go back to the way you were when you were top of the league. You play the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, look, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just gonna be that I mean, there's just not much between our center backs really at this point. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Rodon, yes, he has good passing ability. He's got pace, and he's actually pretty good at tackling. You know what I mean? His sliding tackles are actually very good,
mm.
but his
But he's not the answer.
inexperience. Yeah, like he's not. No, he's not the answer yet because like you remember, David. He's supposed to be a prospect signing. The only reason I said Rodon should start is because he's literally better than what we have, which I still
No, no,
believe.
I
I
know that.
still I still
I know
believe
that.
he's better. I still believe he's better than Eric Dyer and a lot of these other defenders. He's definitely better than Sanchez. But like he shouldn't be starting. I agree with you, David. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be like the fact that that's the case. It's really sad and
He should be dipped in
ah
and out.
yeah, yeah. I think it has to be Dyer. I think if we play a low block, Dyer
Mm,
could be. He's actually pretty good in a low block. You know what I mean? When we just play defensively and 10 men
yeah,
on the ball, he's actually pretty decent. Um, I think Toby has to play. For me, the real worry is the left hand side. I mean, our left hand side. Davies is
mm,
he's gonna get spun, man. You know what I mean? If
yeah,
you look at that Bryant game, all of our offense, all of our offense came from the wing. It actually was never really in the middle. All of the chances created came out from the wide. You know what I mean? It was an absolute joke from Sissoko and Davies. You know what I mean? They gave so much space to each of the wide sections that
yeah.
you know what I mean? I felt really bad for Rodon and Toby because it wasn't really their fault. You know what I mean? It's not Rodon's fault that Davies just gets completely spun, just
Yeah,
completely spun. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
just gives acres of space, acres. And he
yeah,
can't do that. He can't do that against Chelsea because Ziyech or Hudson-Odoi or whoever plays against him is gonna eat him alive, man.
yeah.
I honestly, if I'm being real with you, if Sirkin is fit, I would start Sirkin. I would just do
I
it.
would as well.
I
I would
would.
as well. I was actually
And
saying on Charlie's preview,
yeah,
on Charlie THS FC, get over, check it out. I would actually start Sharkin. You've nothing to lose right now. Honestly, if you're Jose Mourinho, you've nothing to lose. And sometimes injecting a kid or two can just give that extra bit that you need to get over the line. And do you know what I
yeah.
mean? There's no better day to do it than Derby Day. Get them in, give them a taste, and see if they're up for it. You'd actually forgive Sorkin making a mistake more than
Yeah.
what you would Ben Davies because
Oh,
it's week in, week
110.
out.
Yeah, no, I mean Ben Davies is supposed to be, he's supposed to be experienced, a veteran at the Premier
Yeah,
League. You know what I mean? And he
yeah.
just makes schoolboy defending. He has no pace, no ability, man. Honestly, David, it truly pisses me off that he's in the team because it's
Yeah,
like I've never seen a player just like so useless in my life. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
even Sissoko, you know what I mean? At least he gets stuck in, you know what I mean? He can do the dirty work, he can do that. Even Dyer, he has some good tackling abilities, you know what I mean? He's actually pretty decent at clearing balls, you know what I mean? Like even Sanchez has got pace and you know what I mean, is actually pretty decent at tackling. With Davies, I've never seen like he can't tackle, he gets
yeah,
spun, he has no pace. He's just like such a useless defender. And
yeah.
he's the one I'm worried about if he plays.
Big time, big time, big time. But look, Marcelo, do you see us bouncing back? Give us a score prediction, and do you see us bouncing back?
Do you want my positive or my realistic?
Go, whatever you want. Go realistic. Go genuine. What your gut is telling you.
Well, my gut's telling me is that this is not going to be a very good game for us. But I gotta back the team. I gotta back the team. Listen, I'm this. You know what I mean? I gotta
Yeah,
back this. So 1-0 to the Hotspur. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can nick a goal and just defend for our lives. But yeah, 1-0, 1-0. Come on, let's turn
for
this
me,
around.
Marcelo. Look, some team is going to be on the end of this bad run. Some team is going to be on the end of it and get an absolute dusting, okay? An absolute spanking. They're going to get the pants pulled down live on BT Sport or Sky Sports, but preferably BT. And I think we could be doing it to Chelsea, Thomas the Tank Engine, and Teeny Weeny. Honestly,
Yeah,
I do believe it. I do believe it.
to
And
be fair, I will say this about Chelsea is, right? If we go out there and we're a solid defensive unit, they actually struggle a lot with
yeah,
low block teams. And when they can't create, you know what I mean? I saw them against Wolves. They cannot create a single ball, you know what I mean? It was just passing around. You know what I mean? That clean sheet is a facade, man, because so far they have played nobodies. Burnley and Wolves,
yeah.
and they couldn't create a single chance against Wolves. I'm just saying, like,
Shout
if
out
we
to the
go out there,
Wolves, actually.
yeah.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
mighty Wolves. They got the clown squad back together. They bet Arsenal. Thank you very much for
Yeah,
that.
thank you very much, Wolves. But yeah, no, like if we go out there and we're solid and we're not, cowards and we defend as a unit and we play the low block and we defend and we just try to catch them in the counter, I can see us nicking it. I really can because
Yeah,
Chelsea so far this whole season they've always struggled against low block teams,
yeah,
always.
yeah, 100%. Look, I was very confident early on Charlie's channel. I went big. I think I gassed myself up, but realistically, gut talking, I'm gonna go 2-1 Tottenham. I'm
Two
gonna
one,
go 2-1 Tottenham.
two
I'm gonna
one.
go Son. I'm gonna go Son with a goal, and I think a goal from either the middle, either between Højbjerg or Endombele. I think one of them will score. And for Chelsea, I think you might see that lamppost up front, Giroud score. Um,
Oh yeah, he loves a goal against us.
yeah, he loves playing Tottenham. Can't blame him at this moment in time with our defence and everything else, Marcelo.
Yeah, it's
You know
so
what I
easy.
mean? But it is what it
Yeah.
is. But look,
Yeah,
you know, I believe we can turn it around.
we
Of
can.
course, we roll again. If you want to see more of myself and Marcelo, we'll be over on Matty Hayes live watch along for the game tomorrow night. We'll be going live from 6:45. So make sure you tune in and show us your love. And make sure you put in the comments that the Harris Army sent you. In Jaws we trust. Come on,
Come
you
on.
Spurs.
Come
Let's
on.
do the Blues over. Let's fucking
Yeah.
go. Come
Let's
on.
beat the scum. Let's go.